Right, there we go, chaps. Let's get this on the road, shall we? Hey! As you can see, things are different. It has to be, unfortunately. I hope everyone's doing well. Sound Studios, evening. Rodessa, good evening, buddy. Marcelo, good evening to you as well. It has been a while. Love the featured screenshot. My local, nice. Well, you know, we're gonna have a look around it. I wanted to do it last night. Sadly, this airport wasn't sent through as promptly. Can anyone there watching just let me know? Sorry, yeah, Odessa, I know what you mean. The feature there, the featured screenshot, your local, yeah, just before we loaded in there. Everyone in the chat, just make sure that you can hear me. Is it okay? I think it should be, shouldn't it? All loud and clear. I have moved things around. That's why we don't have the backdrop today. That's why the camera's here. Hello. But I have got something to show you as we just before we start. It might be a bit small, but I can show you a better look in a minute. Let me just turn things up. You might hear the sim in the background, so I do apologize. But yeah, welcome. It has been a long time since the last one. I do apologize. But if everyone is following my YouTube post and Discord, you'll know that I am currently... a couple of things. Obviously, I'm working on the home cockpit at the minute. Yes, loud and clear. Fantastic. Can hear you loud and clear. All good, yeah. So everyone knows, well, most of you know I'm working on a captain side Airbus home cockpit. That's been taking some time. That has been taking more time than it should because of the heat in the UK. Today it was a lot, I would say a lot cooler. This room still feels warm. I have got the fan on next to me, so I apologize if there's some kind of interference with that fan. But yeah, it has been quieter than usual. You know, usually you guys would see me 3 or 4 times a week. It has been a lot quieter than that. And you know what? Sometimes it's just needed as well. Sometimes there is just, you know, I can't always be in this room. It's not the it's not the best for the heat. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at the new iniBuilds. This is already out. I did suspect this would be out. As I say, I wanted to do this last night. I couldn't, unfortunately. So it's only been a couple of hours since it launched. It is available now. I'm gonna have to revert to my phone for this one. But what I'll do is, in the meantime, I will pop you onto the screen just so you guys can see a little overview. I've got no traffic apart from the Delta A350, which probably isn't the most authentic aircraft for this position. I don't know if it actually goes on that stand at Chicago. But I've got to do it on my phone this time around because I've got limited screens. I've got my main screen in front of me, and I've got you guys on the right here on the smaller screen. My other screen is somewhere. I haven't got a clue where it is. So this one, as I say, this came out earlier today. Plane Spotting Mike, good to see you, and happy birthday. Please, everyone in the chat, please wish Mike a happy birthday. He's been doing some plane spotting with the lads at Liverpool Airport today. I sadly couldn't go. Bit upset about that, actually, because I would have loved to have been down there today. But yeah, I've got to do this on my phone. So this one is, I think it's 23. Is it 23.99? Yeah, so it's 23.99. It's 19.99 when you put it in your basket. You should be paying about £24 for this one, which is actually not too bad, considering this is like one of the large hubs. You know, it's quite a big airport as well. Let's have a look at the main features before we start getting into it and having a look. I'll click on the main feature list. Full feature list, handmade ground textures with crisp bespoke texture sets for runway aprons and paths and roads. Introducing iniBuilds multi-jetway technology, allowing compatible aircraft to connect to multiple passenger boarding bridges simultaneously. True to life airport landside recreation with custom ground decals, signposts, vegetation, parking barriers and more. Accurately modelled and position dynamic airport lighting. Airport lighting is fantastic, and this one has as per any iniBuilds scenery. Hundreds of handcrafted models featuring custom-made buildings, jetways, vehicles, and airport objects. Highly detailed handcrafted terminals, concourses, crisp bespoke textures throughout. Highly detailed models of the airport. Yeah, pretty much couple of the few same ones there. Full ground poly matching the latest real world airport layout as of 2026. Up to date airport layout reflecting the current real world location. Official GSX profile, which I've installed. That is actually from the guys at. Oh, why I forgot that. RW profiles. Sorry, I forgot that. Level of detail is optimized for the models using the latest 2024 SDK. Taxiway signage is all bespoke, and it has got a full iniBuild manager configuration, which is great because there's quite a few. Let me just show you. Well, let me just tell you a few of these because it has got things to do with the terminal, which is pretty cool. So with the configuration menu, you're going to have a few different ones this time. You're going to have the GSX profile in bottom right. You're going to have the MULTI-JETWAYS tool, so you do have to, it's not going to just work when you install the scenery. You have to go into the ini manager and click MULTI-JETWAYS tool. It'll install to the right location. Fantastic. Your configuration toggles, you've got landside cars, which you can turn off and on. Airside GSE, ground service equipment, people, and then this one has actually got toggles for T1, T2, T3, T5 interior detail. Now I don't know, I haven't checked it. I wanted to keep all these toggled on, and I don't really want to dive in and out, but I don't know whether this actually takes the interior away or it just takes a certain level of detail away, which is fantastic. We are getting there to having kind of a terminal interiors being a bit more customizable, where you know you can fine tune it to your needs if you like. Welcome to Chicago. Now I've loaded in. Now one thing I'll say straight off the bat, as you can imagine, the aircraft compatibility for the MULTI-JETWAYS is limited to iniBuilds. It won't work with the fly-by-wire A380, I presume, because iniBuilds are releasing an A380, so it would make sense. But we're gonna have a good look around. I've only seen a bit of the interior for this one, so this is going to be quite a journey for all of us today because it's a massive airport. Let's just have a little look. You can see Chicago over in the background there, and let's just get a bird's eye view of this one. Now it is worth noting, when I installed this yesterday, I didn't have any much of a look around. I got the obligatory thumbnail photos. There was some stuttering. There is a bit now, but I am streaming and stuff like that, so I need to be cautious about any stutters. But there has been an update since. There has been a launch update. So both the Jetway tool and the scenery has had an update since. But yeah, I can see the comments over on the right, guys. I've only got a limited screen to do this, but please let me know if you make sure you can see everything and stuff, and we'll carry on. So yeah, we'll have a good look around here. Honestly, I haven't got a clue where to start with this one. We might start on the perimeter and head round. I want to try and get through this as promptly as possible. Unfortunately, I haven't got a copy to give away with this one, which I'm a bit upset about, and I know you guys always do like a nice little giveaway, but not to be this time with this one, unfortunately. That's not to say I won't have any a copy or two to give away in the future. We'll see what we can do. As you can see, with similar to Dallas Fort Worth, we do have a couple of different control towers because of the size. You've got one here. You've got one in the center where all the aprons are. You've got a few. You've got a few. I'd imagine the cargo apron, which we're looking at now, has probably got its own dedicated tower itself. There's a fair few because of the sheer footprint of the airport. What I want to do just before we start, guys, is just get rid of me for a second, and I want to just show you this. I've been sent the eMeet Pixie wireless. Now I'm not running it wireless at the minute, but what I can show you, just for people who are interested, Look at that. That is a live view of the cockpit build. So yeah, that is the progress at the minute. There'll be painting going on soon, hopefully. The gaps that you can see kind of in the actual main panel, I've got the screens for, and I've got some other bits and bobs coming in as well. I've also got wing control panels and bits and bobs being sent through. I've just had some tracking information on that saying the parcel is too big, so it's had to be handed over to a specialized courier, which is very exciting, because I don't exactly know what they're sending me. So anyway, that is the progress of the home cockpit. If you want to see more of that in the as I go along, I will be releasing videos about the progress. I don't know whether we'll release the videos once it's done or just before I end up finishing it, because obviously I do want to do some full fight live streams and stuff like that. Anyway, guys, thank you for your time on that one. I will carry on. If you join my Discord and social media, I will have all of the updates about that as we go along. Right, what I want to do before we get into having a look around is just show you, because it doesn't take too long. They've implemented it really well. I want to show you this multi-jetway. So obviously, Chicago has a certain amount. There's a couple. There's a couple on this pier, which I think is Terminal 2 or 3. There's also one on the end, 2 on the end here as well, but I've parked it over here, so we'll have a little look and I'll show you how it basically works. You go into your tablet, you go into the iniJetway. Funnily enough, it only says there's one on here, which is a bit odd. C20. I'm pretty sure I parked you at the right one. Interesting. What I might do is, this has had an update since this jetway tool, so I hope it hasn't broken in the meantime. Let's just go to the one I originally did, which is B17. There is a website, a dedicated page that shows you what jetways are Chicago. B16, B17. We were on C20W then, which should have worked. Let's go to B16 or B17 and I'll just show you, because this is the one that did work for me. I apologize we had to dive out there, but I do want to show you this before we have a look around. And as I say, I haven't really looked around this airport. From what I've seen, the interiors are pretty nicely done, which again is normal for iniBuilds. The landing gear just coming down there for some reason. Oh, look at that. Lovely message again. Let's get in. It might be something to do with the fact that the engine covers are still on, maybe. I don't know. Let's have a little look. No, there you go. Yeah, as you can see, that it is working now. So let me get into drone camera. We'll have a little look. Now, when I tested this yesterday, I noticed that the actual jetways just glitched through the actual skin of the aircraft, so it wasn't perfectly aligned. But what I will say is that the jetway detail is pretty nice, isn't it? Look at all the dirt. The dirt and the you know, the age weathering, obviously your authentic signage as well. But let's have a little look. So all you do is we're going to set jetway and then left door or that door, I don't know. It'll start moving, you can see it, there we go. Although that technically is not going to be able to cross over now, is it? Because that's that one. Is it moving? Are you going to move? I think they've broke this. I think they've broke this because this was working yesterday. And I still had GSX enabled and everything, so there we go. There we go. So as you can see, we do have I think you can only do it one at a time as well. But it is working, and they said they are going to update their other airports with this functionality over the next couple of months. Now, they will obviously want to do that with the A380 coming out apparently this summer. Don't know if that one's going to move over, although that one says... Okay, that one now is going off. I don't know why that's doing that. This was working absolutely fine yesterday, and now it's being a bit of a... It also could be me as well. See what it's doing. I mean, the animations and how everything moves across is looking good. But for some reason, it seems to be, I don't know. It wasn't dead fast when I tried it yesterday, but it was a lot more straightforward. I mean, as you can see, that's going to that one now. It's probably me. I've done something wrong, but I just did it in order and it worked. It should work. I'm not giving the best demonstration of this, am I? But it does work. It definitely does. Well, I mean, it did yesterday anyway. Let me disconnect them all and see. Let's see what happens. Because I just did it in order. I just did it, you know, what the top one, and then. So right now it's saying. Let's click that and see what happens. Now, okay. So that was left door, that one's the other one. So that, once this is moved, this should go into place. That was the left one, the top one, where it's green. So if I click the left one at the bottom, now it should work. Like I said yesterday, I just clicked them and they went into place. There was no messing around. It just worked, you know. Okay. So you can't. The animation won't work. It won't activate until. See, why is it doing that? I've clicked left door at the bottom. So I've clicked on the completely separate door, and now it's taken the original one back. I think they've broke it, to be honest. I think whatever they've done between now and yesterday when I was trying it, because as you can see, I pressed left door on the top. Okay. Let's have one more go and then we'll have a look around. Hey, how you doing, bud? Nice to see you in the chat. It's been a while. I apologize, guys, but as you know, it's there's been stuff I've been doing, and the heat hasn't been the most easiest thing. Sod's Lord, it would play up on a live stream. It does, mate. It's probably me as well. I'm probably doing something wrong, but this one's now connecting. It's probably because I've clicked on one and I've not done it right, and okay, but then I select see, I can't select these doors now. Okay, now you can see it working, guys, but it wasn't the best it wasn't the best, the most streamlined demonstration, because honestly, like I keep on saying, and I'm not telling porkies, yesterday it was just a case of clicking one and then the other, and they both connected. There wasn't any confusion between what was what, but as you can see, it's working. I apologize, that wasn't the best demonstration of it, but you can see multi-jetways are working now. And it should have just been a case of the top one bang, the top one, the bottom one bang, and they connected. But it didn't seem to be. And as you can see, there is a bit of. It's a shame because I love iniBuilds, as you guys know. I'm always very, very. I'm always very proud and excited to have a look at these new sceneries and stuff. But the skin glitching through the aircraft into the fuselage itself, I think they just could get that a bit more. They could get that better, couldn't they, with it being their jetway and their aircraft? You know, it's not like GSX where, you know, it's got so many compatible aircraft and they're not all going to be spot on. But this is their aircraft and their airport. It might not be something that everyone gets annoyed at, and I'm not exactly annoyed. I'm just saying, you know, that really should be a tiny bit more, just a bit more in line, you know. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that should just be a bit more, yeah. Anyway, guys, let's have a look. Let me just tell you guys what the multi-jetway is compatible with. Funnily enough, the first aircraft listed is actually the A220. But iniBuilds A300, A310, A320 Neo, A321, A330, 200, 300, A340, A350, A380, and the iniBuilds TriStar as well. So no other aircraft being supported from launch. I don't know whether there is a plan to. But yeah, so like we said before, this one is $23.99. It's $19.99 going into your basket, and then with the VAT on top, it's $23.99. So 24 quid. It's, you know, on the more expensive end of their airports. There is the people mover. I think they call it the people mover. Again, animations and the track modeling is brilliant as well. I must admit, they've done a brilliant job. There's no interiors. Some of these, I don't think they've all got interiors, or at least this one hasn't, but it's got the appropriate livery on there. You can see the Chicago code on there. And yeah, that makes its way around the scenery to the various terminals. Now, because it's Chicago and because it's recently just been updated, sorry guys, I'm just fiddling. I've got loads of wood underneath the desk for the cockpit and everything, so I'm not really in the best position. That's why also I haven't been live streaming, because the computer hasn't been turned on. It hasn't even been plugged in. But yeah, this has obviously had an update, so you're gonna get surround and photogrammetry, which should be a lot better in terms of the quality. So as you are departing and arriving at Chicago, you're going to get some nice realistic photogrammetry buildings over the city and around the outskirts. Now, iniBuilds have also added in some of the surrounding buildings, a couple of car parks and hotels, but I think they mix very well with the photogrammetry. I must admit, you can't really see, even if you get up high, you can't really see any noticeable divide between, the ground satellite view, the imagery and stuff like that on the ground, and you really have to look very closely to see what is a custom build and what's a photogrammetry, because like I say, the photogrammetry has been updated around here, all the way up into the city, which you can see off into the background there as well. So we'll try and go in some kind of right now we're going, I think, anti-clockwise, and then we'll kind of work our way into the center of the airport. In fact, some of these actually are are actually photogrammetry, and I've only just noticed, like this one here, I thought it was a custom building. It's not, it's photogrammetry. This one is a custom building. As you can see, that is very noticeable when you get a bit closer. Well, I mean, when you get really close, you can see what photogrammetry buildings are and what isn't. You know what I mean? Hey, member for 8 months. Nice, mate. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, mate. It has. God, it's gone quick, hasn't it? So we've got Portolino's pickup. Now, I love this. This looks really cool. So you've got a lovely kind of mural of the older aircraft coming into Chicago, maybe. I love that. Lots of stutters down on the ground level here, I must admit. So I'm gonna have to be careful and make sure that I don't miss any of those little buildings out, because they might be more. And as you can see, some of the cargo terminals or the cargo buildings have also been modeled in as well. Now, it is a massive airport. Like I said with Dallas Fort Worth, it is going to be hard for iniBuilds. God, I'm sweating. I'm absolutely sweating. It's going to be hard for iniBuilds to do absolutely everything. I understand when it comes to this size of an airport, it's hard to get really, really in depth with the, you know, the pieces of grass, the details around the grass. We saw it in Gaia Simulations Corfu. Now that airport could probably fit into kind of, I don't know, this little section of the airport here. But you know, we don't have the edgings and we don't have the custom ground. We don't have fences and barriers. We just get the build, and we've actually got some parallax in this building as well, which is quite impressive. They could have probably just got away with some 2D textures. But yeah, we don't have that finer detail. We don't have the custom foliage, you know what I mean? The roads haven't been mapped in. And it is, you know, it is pretty close to the airport. But I think, now bearing in mind, the announcement for this was, I think, about 5 or 6 months ago. This was announced about 5 or 6 months ago initially. And now it's here with us. What takes a development of an airport from being to having all the bells and whistles, like, you know, this little junction here with all the roads, you know, fully mapping it to have all the custom trees, fences, barriers, security checkpoints, the lot. What takes it from having all that, the development time, or getting it out like this, where you are concentrating more on the detail over there, where you are going to be parking your aircraft. Now, if you're doing any Chicago, if you're doing any cargo stuff, then yeah, you're gonna get close to this area. But again, let's carry on. This is it a custom building? It does look like, but I had to double take. It's very nicely done though. Look at this. I don't know who plays there, if it's a hockey thing. I don't have my Google Maps up at the minute because I absolutely can't. We also have a Target. I think it's a Target anyway. But we have a custom model Target store. Here we go. And again, like I said, iniBuilds haven't bothered to, and when I say haven't bothered, I don't mean that as a criticism. They haven't gone ahead and mapped in the car park. They haven't put all of the street lights in and the custom parking spaces. They've just put the building in place, and that's it. That's absolutely fine. It is nice. I mean, we're only on the outskirts at the minute. Again, we're talking about the road here, the I don't know, what would you call it? The interstate, the highway? I don't know. But they haven't done any custom modeling on this. Now, this does go right underneath the flight path of this runway here, doesn't it? Should it be something they do? Does it add more time into development? I don't know. This is a big airport. I'm trying to look back at other airports. MK Studios, Fort Lauderdale, smaller airport, but they did a fantastic job of all the surrounding highways and motorways for sure. The United Center is city where the Blackhawks play. Nice. Thank you so much. Again, guys, if you are watching and you're from the immediate area or you do know the airport, then any kind of information like that is always appreciated. You know, it helps me. Usually I have to have a little look on Google Maps, but I haven't got the screen real estate at the minute to be doing any of that, unfortunately. It's just a massive airport, isn't it? I mean, this in itself, the fact that they modelled the sort of, I guess, sort of canal type thing, man-made possibly, but you have all got the you got the 18. Would you call it the 18 wheelers? I don't know, possibly, but you've got all the FedEx trucks in here. And you know what? It looks like they've done a good job on the waterways, because sometimes the water overflows and it looks a bit unnatural. This looks real. It looks like there's an actual separation between the actual land and the water. So that's really good. I like that you could, you know, there's no kind of weird glitching of the water where it kind of spills over to the edges, and that's really nice detail. And it is pretty close to the runway as well. There's, you know, actually there's a lot of nondescript buildings here which they've gone ahead and custom modeled, which again, fair play to them. Some of these are really detailed. Look at the brickwork. I mean, that is really nice. Really nice indeed. I appreciate the extra attention to detail, especially when you do have a lot of surrounding photogrammetry as well. Now, whether iniBuilds felt that maybe these particular buildings they didn't look the best, you know, the photogrammetry just didn't represent them well enough, and they went ahead and actually modeled these in. Again, really appreciative of the extra time needed to do that. Like a salt grain type factory, all modeled in as well. Ground poly is, I mean, it's, you know, it's not spot on, but it's modeled there, and definitely high enough so you're going to be able to see that when you're flying in. I mean, you know, when I do these live stream, guys, I do get closer than, if you're just a simmer who likes to fly the aircraft, go onto the stand and fly back out again, these airports are going to look so mega detailed, like really ultra realistic. You're never going to see all of this, so keep that in mind as well. I am really showing you a lot here, stuff that you might never see. You might buy this airport because it's your local. You might buy it because you actually use it a lot in the sim, and you want a more detailed version of Chicago. Because I think it's only FS. Is it FS Dream? The guys who did GSX. I think they're the only ones who've got Chicago. In fact, there's a Chicago. There is a handcrafted Chicago in the simulator, or at least one of the versions. I think. There we go. Some kind of entry for parking, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know where that's actually going, to be honest with you. Possibly to the airport itself, some cars, maybe even some staff entries. There is a perimeter fence. You guys know that I love my perimeter fences, and there is one. And there is access gates, little bits of detailing with the barbed wire, which, you know, always looks nice. Luckily, this airport is nice and square, so but the amount of infrastructure around it, especially over this side, look at this. Now, I don't think iniBuilds have added all these in. This looks like the edge of where the photogrammetry stops, and it's where the autogen begins. I'm just guessing. In fact, I'm positive that's what it is. but it looks great. You know, it really does. So it looks like between Chicago, the city side, and the other side of Chicago Airport, it starts going into to autogen. But again, the persons who speak about with that is definitely Aerodessa in the chat, because he knows about photogrammetry. So yeah, let's try and carry on. We'll try and kind of fill this gap in, head over to the other side, and then come into the center, because we do have a lot to get through. And if you do enjoy the live stream that I do, the more in-depth look of these airport sceneries, then please do consider subscribing and leave a like, because it does help me. I do live stream more than kind of pre-recorded videos. I know it's been quiet on the channel for the last couple of weeks. I do apologize, but needs must. Lovely American Airlines de-ices by the looks of it. Are they? I think they are, yeah. But yeah, lovely custom truck models as well. Lovely resource exceeds thing, which, do you know what? There is a mod to get rid of that, and I should because I installed that before I did my reinstall, so I should get rid of that because it is a pretty useless thing, to be honest. It doesn't matter how you get the odd stutter, it starts going mad. The bridges, now there's a few bridges underneath this airport, and they've done them really, really well. Now they're not fully underground, I don't think. This one in particular is done well, but there is just a bit of a texture and then like a fake picture as well. But that's really well done. We've got some hangars, and again, we've got one of these control towers. Now, I apologize, I don't know what each individual control tower is for. It's whether it's kind of to control each portion of the airport, or whether one's for ground, one's for approach, and so on. I'd imagine maybe that's the case. But yeah, we've got all array of hangars, American, United. Some smaller ones as well, maybe for biz jets and stuff like that. Some engine testing bays as well. The American hangar looks really, really nice. In fact, it's still got the old American emblem on there, the old American logo. Look at this. This has even got an interior to them. The obligatory iniBuilds static people, which I still think they're great, but you know what? This control tower is very, very detailed. Like, every bit of it. The lights on the ceiling as well. A little bit of kitchen towel there, which is definitely needed in this seat, I must admit. Wipe the moisture away from the old forehead. But yeah, you've got some of the iniBuilds signature coffee there. Yeah, really, really nice. Very detailed. And again, modeled to a really high standard. You can even see maybe water damage, aging, weathering, all that good stuff. They do know how to model and texture these buildings very well in iniBuilds. There's no denying that. Let's have a little look at this American hangar. Look at this, the old American Airlines logo. I tell you what, that brings back some memories. Another resource, that's because I got some stutters. I'm also probably zoomed in a bit more than I should be. I will take a look at the night lighting, guys, just make sure I don't forget, because as with all iniBuilds sceneries, it's always a pleasure to see what they've done with the night lighting. Tell you what, American Airlines like people to know it's their hangar, don't they? Just to make sure. This is our hangar. we've got even more. I tell you what, that fan's terrible. I've got absolutely no. I think I'm gonna have to turn sideways or something, you know, or something like that. We've got US Tech. It would be nice to see some open hangars, I must admit, because I understand it's a massive airport. I totally understand that, and I get that it's not always easy to you know, because if you're gonna open a hangar up, you've got to at least detail it in some way inside. So yeah, I know that's more resources and stuff, but you know, when we kind of look at Zhevietsky designs, okay, the airports aren't to this size, but he loves to do some hangar interiors, and they're always really, really great. And again, the night lighting he implements into his sceneries are really good as well. There's more of these tunnels, which I tell you what, they look fantastic. I know some of them have got this fake texture to them. That might even be the same one we looked at before, to be honest. I apologize. I think it is, isn't it? Some maybe admin office buildings for American and a couple of other airlines. Some cars against staff car park and, you know, stuff like that. There's a nice amount of, you know, clutter on the ground. It is this because there's all the cars as well. The truck that I saw before. There is a nice amount of vehicles and the odd bit of clutter, but I suspect we're going to get more of that over by the main terminals as well. So let's carry on and have a look. Keep on going around anti-clockwise. We'll go over to the other cargo terminal just over the other side. South, I think it would be. Let me know in the comments what you think of Chicago. If you are rewatching, let me know in the live chat as well what you're thinking so far. We still got to look inside the terminal as well, and the interior that I've seen so far, it does look really nice. Is this an animated gate? I wouldn't know, but with it being open, is it time triggered? I tell you what. It's very detailed, you know what I mean? It is really, really detailed. Look, it's so every bit of metal and the tracks on the floor, but is it animated? I don't think I've seen iniBuilds animate gates before. I could be wrong. Is it a time sensitive thing, maybe? Let's have a little look. Maybe not. I mean, for me, it probably would be closed and then it opened, rather than being open and then closed. I don't know. That doesn't make sense because we were in the daytime. It doesn't seem to be anyway. But as you can see, we can see the night lighting in effect here. Like, you can see just how every building is illuminated correctly. Look at the signs on the United Airlines building over there. And then the control tower as well. Oh, bit of oh. That was lit up just then, wasn't it? What happened there? Oh, I've never seen that before. Am I going mad, guys? Was that control tower lit up then? That control tower definitely had some lighting on it. And now it's gone. As soon as I started zooming in. Someone rewind the live stream and let me know. Because am I going mad? I'm sure there was lights on there then. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's carry on. We've got a lot to see. I need to get rid of that warning, man. It doesn't need to be there. It honestly doesn't. So like I said, when I looked at this yesterday before it was released, it did stutter a bit. There has been an update recently, but I am live streaming. I understand that with my particular system, OBS, and having live stream active and all the other bits, you know, you've got 2 webcams loaded in there as well. I feel like it does add to the resources. Yes, it was lit up. I thought so. I thought it was. So when I zoomed in the camera, it went off and then wouldn't come back on again. Interesting. Right, we've got some more ground service equipment and vehicles here, which is fantastic. Fuel trucks, de-icers, personal cars, maybe ground service cars and stuff like that. Yeah, there were lights on the tower. Right, okay, so there was a bit of a LOD issue there, wasn't there? But it didn't seem to fix itself even when we zoomed back out. Something to take note. I'll let the guys know. I mean, stuff like that, I expect, you know, is something very easily missed until someone accidentally does it. You know what I mean? I don't think that's something that you can really troubleshoot in testing a lot. I could be wrong. There's also this random gated area which yeah, okay, yeah. Definitely gonna be an airport that I fly from. I can't do any kind of flying now because everything is disconnected. I've got my throttle disconnected. The everything is disconnected to do with the Airbus peripherals that I've got. Because the next time I'm gonna be able to fly is gonna be in the home cockpit, which is great. But I don't know how long that's gonna take. The biggest thing for me is being able to get an actual screen, a big screen to mimic, you know, the windscreen, the window out of the flight deck, you know, which is one of the more pricier sides of the home cockpit, you know, the wood and the materials. And do you know what, even going into B&Q and build and getting just screws and bolts and nuts and drill bits and stuff like that, it all added up. Right, guys, so over, I think let me orientate myself. I would say this was the south side of O'Hare. And I think this is a lot of cargo infrastructure, a lot of buildings as well. Now, what I did spot a lot of train tracks over there. Now, I am going to look over there to see if iniBuilds have done anything with that. I can see some more tunnels going through here. Let's see what they've done. If they just put a little bit of a texture through there. Yeah, they've put like one of the fake tunnel images to make it look like a tunnel, which is absolutely fine. We have seen others do working tunnels, just to let you know. Now, I don't know whether it's working tunnels underneath taxiways and runways. I can't remember. I think MK Studios did some stuff with Fort Lauderdale, and I'm pretty sure actually that might have ran underneath the runway, to be honest. So yeah, I imagine it's very, very tricky to implement working tunnels to where you can actually, you know, go underneath with the drone camera and potentially walk underneath them with your avatar. Here is a big FedEx facility, which again is littered with FedEx branding, you know, signage, trucks, trailers. It looks pretty new as well. It looks like it's a newer building. Very crisp and clean. Yeah, I remember Fort Lauderdale had the train line under the runway. Yeah, definitely did have the highway underneath there as well. I tell you what, this FedEx terminal, this FedEx building is very nicely done. You can actually see there's like a grass on the roof, maybe to make it, I don't know, eco-friendly or something. I don't know. But it's it does look new, just because I'm saying that, because of like the tarmac, you know, it still looks all fresh and painted and stuff, you know. And then you've also got obviously the guard barriers, you know, for any engine blasts just there as well. Now, I don't know why we've got that. Is there a runway parallel to? I mean, there is a parallel. I mean, I don't know if it affects it. I was maybe because of this potentially, but even then, taxiing at idle isn't going to really do anything. Anyway, we carry on. Just, you know, the cogs are going around the brain, and I'm just wondering why. More cargo apron, more cargo buildings, all nice. Again, the modeling and the texture work, I think it's just one of those things now with iniBuilds where you always expect the very best, don't you? Always expect it to be, you know, up to a standard. Lots of different coloured aprons. You can see some of them are more lighter grey, some of them are more brown as well, which is again makes it look really realistic. More tunnels. Oh, hang on, this one's glitched a bit. Yeah, see, that one is a bit. Yeah. if you shave the roof off your car, then yeah, you'll get it through. You'll definitely get it through. I'm not too. That may be more of an access for ground vehicles more than anything. Are you excited for the iniBuilds A3? At what price do you think it will be? I'm excited. I had a little bit of a fly in the fly-by-wire A380 recently. It's been the first time I've been able to actually do a flight in it, because as everyone knows, the update really improved things. And you know, ever since being able to figure out how to fly like the A320, A321, diving into something like the A350 and the A380, although your main panel area is completely different, more futuristic, screens, touch screens, it's still very familiar for the most part. Can I fly it as well? I say well loosely, but can I fly it as well as the A320? Absolutely not. But I can figure out enough to, you know, start it up, get it pushed back, get it on the runway, do a flight, do a route, land it, which is all I really want at this point. I know a bit more in the A319 and the A320. Naturally, I'm excited about the A380 for iniBuilds. I'm very cautious though, because of how much more detailed it's going to be than the fly-by-wire. You know, let's not dingy here. Fly-by-wire A380 is great. It's a freeware. It's brilliant. It's you know, we've had it for a long time. It's only really just been more accessible to people because of the update, the performance update. The A380 by iniBuilds, you can imagine it's going to have the cabins, and it's going to have all those detailed seats, and it's got a working shower in it. It's going to have the toilets in it. Is the performance going to be anywhere close to the fly-by-wire one? That is why I'm cautious about it. I'm excited about it. It's great that we've got the multiple jetways now. So yeah, naturally I am, and I can't wait to see what iniBuilds do with it. I just hope they get it to a flyable state where it's you know, many systems can take advantage of it. Price wise, 70-80 quid. I hope. With it being the A380, could they go a bit higher? Potentially. But when you look at it, you know, I think, what was the A350? Was the A350 about 50-60 quid, was it? I can't remember. The Bluebird 757, I think, is going to be about 70 quid. A380, could it be 90? Could they go up to £90 with it? My hope for the price is going to be around 80 quid. If they get it to be under 80 quid, then fair play to them. 71 quid. Right, let's carry on, guys. We've got a lovely sort of... Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? The way the water's trickling over this. A nice kind of, I don't know, reservoir drainage thing, draining all of the lovely people's toilets from the terminals. I don't know what it is, guys. Reservoir of some kind. But there's loads of lovely little details. I must admit, they've, you know, in the main bulk of the airport, you know, into the center where the runways and taxiways are, they have gone very, very detailed with, you know, the ground textures, the fence and the barriers, the ground equipment. And again, iniBuilds are fantastic with signage and branding and again the lighting as well. Look at the Delta building here. This has got a lovely parallax window effect. Lots of reflections going on. In fact, you know what? Let's have a little look. Yeah, that looks good. I always feel like parallaxed interiors also look a lot nicer in the night time as well. As you can see, these buildings haven't got a 3D interior to them. It's all what we call parallaxed to give that 3D effect. But it looks a lot more convincing at night time, I think. It looks great in the daytime, but at night time it really does look nice. Don't think we had a look in this control tower. Was the interior to that? Oh, look, they've got an Air France as well. Is there an interior to this one? Let's have a little look. Oh, look at this. We've got the stairs going up. Is this a faked staircase or is it real? It looks real, doesn't it? Hey, look at that. Yeah, I knew I was going to get that. Hey, I tell you what. No collision, but I don't expect there to be collision on the staircase up to a control tower. There we go, guys. Look at that. As you'll notice, same people models, the same assets. You know, the coffee cups, the keyboards, the screens. They're all similar, but we've also got some animated fans in here as well. Look at that. And if you're interested, towards the end, we'll have a little look at the we'll have a little look at FSLTL traffic injected into the scenery to show you guys aircraft moving around the airport. So far, so you think that is worth so far, so you think it's worth 20 quid. This is, yeah, I mean, listen guys, it's a massive airport and we haven't gone into the center area where all of the finer detail will be. Definitely worth the $23.99. I mean, it's a massive international hub, isn't it? It's a huge airport, and I think just the center of the airport, the terminal itself, the interiors and stuff would be worth the £23. You know, all the whole infrastructure, the whole footprint of the airport, definitely worth. You know, it's a massive airport, massive airport. Definitely worth $23.99. And also as well, apart from kind of the odd stutter on my system, which I fully expect. Again, just so you guys know, my graphics are not optimized at all. The graphics settings I'm running right now is not optimized. I've done no kind of fiddling about with to get the very best performance to visual ratio. So there is that as well. I'm running on a 4070 Ti Super, and I crank my graphics up to this computer thinks you're not running a 5090, mate. You need to calm yourself down a bit. Again, more sort of you know, less important buildings, but again, this is on the edge of the airport, right underneath the approach path. I also think we've got another mixture of 3D buildings here. We've got a lot of photogrammetry, which again, in my opinion, blends really well with the airport scenery. Let's just have a look over here, because I feel like there's some, I don't know, for some reason I feel like there's some 3D build, you know, like 3D model buildings, but these could all be photogrammetry. They could actually just be that good, you know. And when I say good, I mean they're good at a certain height. When you get down, they're still quite melty and blocky, you know. But these are all updated, so these are all from one of the last city updates, I think. And in terms of your height on approach, I mean, the pappies, there you go. The pappies do actually turn. The pappies actually activate in drone camera if people didn't know. So right now that is two white, two red, and this is the altitude you would be at. Right now is where you would be at. If you're flying an aircraft correctly on approach, this would be your view from your cockpit, and this would be the quality of the building. So I think I'm being a bit unrealistic when I look downwards, because I think the viewpoint would be more. So you can see the pappies going up again. Let's just level out. So that would be our height. I think it looks really good. The photogrammetry is very nice from that altitude. Gotta shoot. See you later. Cheers, mate, and have a boss rest of your boss. I never say boss. Have a great rest of your birthday, mate. Well deserved. Good friend of the channel as well, Plain Spot and Mike. Please go and subscribe to his channel if you like aviation, like like we all do. Then definitely subscribe, because even though he's Plain Spotting at Liverpool, which might not be in your country or your immediate area, it's still aviation. And you know what, Liverpool, we get some fantastic rarities. We had an A400 go around about 5 times today, which was fantastic. Anyway, let's carry on. But yeah, none of these are actually 3D buildings. These are all photogrammetry, which is quite impressive. I thought, looking at them, there might be some 3D buildings that they might have popped in there, you know, that were a bit more significant than the others, but no, there isn't. Okay, right. Do you know what? I feel like I've missed this out, even though we've been on this side. So I do. Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't miss that out. Right. So what we'll do now, folks, is we'll concentrate on the main part of Chicago. As you can see, there's the people mover. Yeah, of course. And then all of our individual terminals. So we'll have a look in them. We'll have a good look around. And yeah, I will need to make sure that I keep on checking the night lighting. So far, do you think has been the best thing that iniBuilds have made? No, I still think the best airport iniBuilds have made is Liverpool, and that is not a that isn't a bias thing. Not at all. It's not a bias thing. I just think it is one of the most detailed they've done, if not the most detailed they've done. As a person who has seen that airport many times, has been around it, has worked inside it, I can say that they've done the very best job in the world. Really great. Is it one of the best bigger airports that they've done? Yes, it is. For me, this is probably better than Dallas-Fort Worth in terms of the overall quality. But I do believe that each individual developer, including iniBuilds, always strive to make it bigger and better, and they do want to improve. Dallas-Fort Worth was still great, don't get me wrong, but I think the scale of Chicago and the detail that they've put into this one, how many individual custom buildings are in there, fences, signposts, just overall detail across the whole of the airport, you know, the whole aerodrome itself. It is. Hong Kong may be quite similar, but I still think this is one of the better, bigger airports. You can see the people mover has got its own little maintenance sort of building and shed, which iniBuilds have actually gone ahead and modelled in. And the people mover has also got a interior. Look how detailed it is. That is very, very good. Like, that is insanely good. It would be even cooler if they made it as a collision, so you could actually pop your avatar onto that. And I don't know the logistics of it. I don't know whether it's possible, but making your avatar be able to, if you're into that kind of thing, it would be really, really cool. It would be very nice if your avatar could get onto the people mover and kind of explore the airport around in that kind of viewpoint. But that's just me. I know other people don't like that kind of thing. I think it sounds fantastic. Right, let's make our way through, guys. Now, what I can see already is just there's a lot of ground equipment. This is all toggleable. You can get rid of all this if you want to. I apologize. I am sweating really bad. I can't make that. I can't get this this fan any higher up. Do you know what? I should have put it there, shouldn't I? I also can't move the screen anymore. Then otherwise I won't be able to see you guys. Yeah, that's the thing about having the fan on the ground. It's doing absolutely nothing for me. Can I get it there? The problem is you might hear it on the actual microphone then. Apologies, guys. Let me just see if I can rejig this, because it is very, very warm at the minute. And I'll be honest with you, that is doing nothing. It's just blowing out hot air because there's there's just nothing in this room to for fresh air, you know. Could I put it on there where this one was? Let's have a little look. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be able to balance on cardboard. Yeah, but then I'm not going to be able to feel it because the actual seat is just going to... That doesn't work. Bear with us, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Right, okay. Let me move these books. Let's have a look. Can you see those books on there? It don't matter if you can see the books. They're not mine. I wish I was a reader. I wish I could read things. I can't read. I'm not thick. I don't read. I like to visually see it on a movie, which isn't always the best because movie adaptations are always terrible as books. Let me know, guys, if that fan is getting in the way of the microphone. Because if it is, then I'm gonna have to rethink things. But honestly, I'm sweating, so I can't really move this if I'm going to be totally honest, because now I'm getting a bit more air to the face. Right, anyway, let's carry on. So, from the looks of it, has Chicago got... Because I've got... On the toggles, we've got Terminal 1, 2, 3, 5. We haven't got a 4. Isn't there a 4th terminal in Chicago? I mean, we can hear the fan, but I can hear you louder. If it's annoying, guys, please let me know. Please let me know, because I'll move it otherwise. Please let me know. I could also turn it down a slight bit as well, potentially. Oh, so it doesn't have a Terminal 4. It has 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. It's not sounding too bad now when it was pointing in your face. No, it's okay. Just let me know, guys. I'd rather the audio be okay rather than it just be like a buzz in the background. So do let me know. But it is my level now. I mean, you can live with it, but I just don't want it to be an annoyance if people want to, you know, listen to the live stream afterwards. So I might just move it. You might have to just deal with me melting. That's all. That's the only issue. Or I move it back a bit, something like that. I also do like him watching because he's my biggest fan. Yeah, taxi for Brian. I'll move it back yeah. I'll move it back. Jesus. Okay, right. Telling you, it's warm. Wow. Let's get back into it. Cracking joke. Yeah, I know a lot of people would have stopped watching by now though. So, right, okie doke. Let's have a little look. You're my biggest fans, but he's a big fan as well. Right, what I want to do is I want to turn the night lighting on for this mostly, just because we're having a look at the interior and I want to, you know, the interior detail is going to be visible, but also the night lighting is also going to be visible as well. Also, there's a lot of this lovely lighting that they've put into this airport scenery. Look at this. You've got all of the jetway lighting. Look at the reflection. And then also this little light, which they've kind of messed up a bit there, haven't they? Oddly enough, it's not on that one. But as you can see, all these little different, you know, bits of lighting everywhere. You know, iniBuilds never disappoint with lighting, in my opinion. And this airport is no exception. It is done very, very realistically. Very convincing, the light. Again, glass. I always have a look at glass, the way it's implemented in the scenery, and whether you can actually see that there's a pane of glass in there. Happy to report that we can definitely see that there's glass there. You can even see little specks of dirt on the glass if you just get to a certain, you know, a certain view. You can see the specks of dirt and fingerprints and stuff like that. They've even put this kind of, I don't know, metal guard in front of it, but yeah, very impressed with the night lighting on this one. As again, you know, and look at the detail here. The seats have got the cup holders in them. Static people, again, just what we expect now, really. And I think in this size of an airport, you'll probably want to have static people rather than people walking around and sucking resources. But I tell you what, I'm assuming this is one of the newer terminals at Chicago. But look at this, guys. Doing this kind of thing, and I do apologize that there hasn't been many live streams in the last couple of weeks, but I'm even struggling now, and it hasn't been one of the hotter days. So listen, if you can see the moisture and the drippage, then I do apologize. But yeah, doing this kind of thing, it always makes me want to go to each individual airport, no matter how obscure. I really want to see what the developers have done. I mean, look at the barriers here. They've even got all of the authentic logos and stuff in them. Very nice indeed. The metal around the doorway here has got all, like, you know, the marks you would expect for that type of metal, you know. Check in there to board the plane, scan your passport and I don't know, your boarding pass and stuff like that. It looks beautiful. They've done a fantastic job, and again, this is only one of all of the interiors that they've done. As you know, Hong Kong, there was quite enough. There's quite a lot of interior to the Hong Kong scenery. Dallas Fort Worth only had one terminal, if you can remember. Now that was, I think it's bigger than Chicago. I think, not by loads, but it's bigger. But there was only one interior in Dallas Fort Worth. This has got every terminal, which is brilliant, and the night lighting's gorgeous as well. Look at this. And I also love when developers start putting the you know, the custom artworks and the things that you'll see on the walls of that particular airport that you wouldn't see anywhere else. I mean, this shop, this has got actual 3D jackets in it. Are they 3D or the 2D? They're 2D, but you know what? That's the first time I think I've seen iniBuilds do that kind of maybe that kind of shop, but that kind of detail. I mean, look at this. This is like a electronics shop. And all of the boxes for the individual headphones are in there as well. Look at this. If you are a person who likes interior detail and interior design, then this is definitely one for you. This is this is fantastic. Love to see it. Love to see it. Is it worth $23.99? Absolutely. It definitely is. It is crazy detail. And you know what? Listen, what I will say is please ignore the little resource warnings because they're terrible. All that really needs to happen is a bit of a stutter, just because it's getting a bit more, you know, a bit more resource happy, and it'll give you that, you know, I'm not happy with you. You're pumping your graphics up to silly amounts. Brilliant stuff. Look at that. The cameras are there. The fire alarms. Beautiful, beautiful detail. And of course, all of your land side as well. Where is the land side for this interior, by the way? Is this just... Is this... Oh, right, okay. It's one big terminal. Oh, wow. So this is actually the terminal over here. The land side is done really, really nicely. This is one of the pictures I took, actually. And it goes all the way along here. This is just... I mean, there's gates all the way along here, so I expect the terminal's modelled, but even the water dispensers. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. Leave me alone. David Blaine over here. Dynamo. Magician. Oh, hang on. Oh. Hey, check me out. I know how to float. Anyway. There's a couple of people like this in this section for some reason. Now, I know elevation issues do occur. Now, what I would say is this might not be an actual full-on issue. I might go somewhere like back onto... Let's have a little look. So if I go... It's going to jump. If I go back to the aircraft and then go back. Okay, so... It might be an actual issue. They might not have caught it. Oh, hang on, he's gone. Oh, it did fix it. It did fix it, because here's our guy over here. There he is. But that guy completely disappeared. Did this floating guy... Yeah, he's fixed as well. So, yeah, so... It's a 2024 thing. It happens. It's not necessarily iniBuilds have not put... Oh, hang on. Quicksand. Oh, the poor child. Oh, why am I laughing? I've got a daughter about her age. Anyway, let's carry on. Magic coffee, yeah. There we go, duty free. The shops, you know, iniBuilds always do a fantastic job with their interiors, but these shops, for some reason, these look a bit more substantial than what I've seen in the past. I mean, look at this, guys. This is just every single bit of the terminal. The actual security checkpoints. This could be a staff one. In fact, it might very well be a staff one. Here is it. Oh, yes. Look at this. Ooh, that's naughty, that, isn't it? Look at that. There's no people on the check-in desk. Well, there's a few. Hiya, mate. You okay? That is fab. That is real. Now, if you have a little look at the outside, look at all the rust and the dirt on the side of the metal here. Look at that. It's a flight simulator. Why bother modeling interior? They shouldn't model lavatory and put fingers in there taking a dump on the toilet. Yeah, as you can see, guys, we do get a lot of really, you know, clever and useful responses in the chat. Listen, I'm not going to say that it's not a useful comment in the sense of you're someone who doesn't like it, and you don't like the interiors because you just don't want them. But try and bring a bit more to the chat than talking about putting fingers on the toilet. I'm going to keep your comments in there because I think it's hilarious, and I think the response is hilarious. I just got myself, the shops look really nice because of the 3D modeling for items. I think the last time I saw good shops was Dreamflight. Yeah, Dreamflight Providence, you are right, mate. I agree. Do you know if this is terminal BAUs? Max, I'm not too sure, mate. Good. I don't know. Let's have a little look. Let me just double check. British Airways departure used Terminal 3. I haven't got a clue if this is Terminal 3 or not, I'll be honest with you, mate. I am not completely familiar with Chicago. Let's have a little look. So this is Terminal 5, this one. Terminal 3 is over to the left, Terminal 2 in the middle, Terminal 1 on the end. Just need to double check. It's Terminal 5, thank you, mate. Thanks, fella. Looks sick. It does, yeah. If GX9602, lovely username, is still in the chat, mate. I'm just gonna say to you, it's a flight simulator, mate. But 2024 is now to the point where we can have these interiors, and if you don't want them, then there is alternatives. Thankfully, you know, there's other versions. There's a default Chicago in the simulator that you can get. It's one of those, mate. If you don't need the interiors, then you don't need the interiors. But oddly enough, mate, a lot of users and a lot of simmers now expect there to be interiors. It's one of those now. We've moved along from 2020 where people didn't like to see interiors being modeled religiously, to actually people now asking why there is an interior. So when anyone brings out an airport now, every single comment I see in forums, in groups, is they haven't even bothered to map the interior, to model the interior. So there is people saying, actually, we do want them. So yeah, more than you think. It's not an isolated thing. There is still simmers that don't like interiors, and that's just the way it is. But developers are now pretty much being told, listen, your scenery isn't going to hold up very well if you haven't done the interior. That's just the way the simming world's gone now. They're expected to be interiors. Yeah. And as you can see, iniBuilds do them to a very, very high standard. Every illumination of every light, every single object, barrier, baggage cart, it is, as you can see, it's fully mapped, it's fully modeled and textured. And this is another one that looks like you can walk all the way through, and there is collision on the ground as well. There's actually collision on this terminal, so it looks like you could potentially bring your avatar into here and explore it, which again is another, look at this, there's the full, there's no people in here, but there's the full security hall into the duty-free shop. And again, this is what we're getting now. Your avatar is able to walk around these very convincing, realistic interiors that if you've been to these airports, you're gonna fully recognize. You're gonna recognize every shop, every placement of every security door, every toilet, every lounge, if you so happen to be in that position to be in a lounge. And you know, it's fully mapped. You've even got the buffet thing. Each of these chairs looks it looks so comfy. Yeah, I mean, this is just the way it is now. I've always said, and I'll keep on saying it, Microsoft Flight Sim, in my opinion, Asobo and Microsoft are definitely aiming for a more explorable world. I don't know what they plan to do with the next installment, or whether they look to do any, I don't know, add-ons to the point of ships, trucks, drivable vehicles. But I fully expect Microsoft and Asobo to explore the option of having a transport simulator rather than just a flight simulator. There might be a flight simulator base game, but I think as a person who might want to then jump into an off-road vehicle or a van or a train or a boat, they might offer it as an add-on. So that is just what I think might come from, and I don't think they're going to stop doing flight simulator. I think they'll just potentially add to it, or there might be a completely different product where it might be a more watered down flight sim, and then everything else around it. Not necessarily Microsoft World Simulator or something, but I think there might be yeah, something like that. They might never be. It might not even be something that they're thinking of. But from the things I've seen in 2024, especially, it looks to me like they're doing something that might be just of a more of a, yeah, you know, you can go from a plane, go to your FBO, get into your car, and then drive home. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. A lot of people would love it, but also a lot of people would complain. Mr. Anderson, I once was a guy who would say, why model the interior? But I gotta say, it's absolutely amazing that it's possible now, and I love checking out everything. Compliments to the devs of all this. Mr. Anderson, thank you so much for that donation, mate. I always listen. I must admit, when I when I see donations, I always go a bit red in the face because I never expect them. I also I never really sort of promote them, I'll be honest with you. I just, it's there for when people want to. And yeah, thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I think do you know what? I'd love to see the potential of some kind of transport simulator. Maybe not a life simulator where it's focused on the avatars, but more focused on being able to jump from vehicle to vehicle, something like that. But anyway, guys, Terminal 5 at Chicago iniBuilds looks fantastic. I'm going to try and carry on with this. Also, as well, we were talking about the bridges. Now, here you can see that this highway is completely modeled. It's like the roads have been done, the bridges are being done. There should be collision on them, because if there isn't, then the aircraft is just going to go through them. Yeah, as you can see, collision is on there. Street lamps look great. As you can see, the roads are fully mapped all the way around and to the other terminals as well. Can I figure out how everything's orientated here? So what have we got? Let's have a little look. So what they call the main car park, or the main garage, I'm assuming it's orientated this way, although it doesn't look like that on the map. Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3. So Terminal 1 on the right, Terminal 2 in the center, and then Terminal 3 over the other side. What I really want to do is I want to find the hallway where Home Alone, where they're running through the terminal on Home Alone. You guys know it. You've seen Home Alone. You know where the family are running through at the start. What I'll do is I'll have a little look at the control tower first. Look at the Hilton Hotel. Look at this. Scary Duck with the donation. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you so. Listen, guys. What I'm gonna say right now is, I don't ask for donations because I just don't. But just so you guys know, these donations, anything made on the channel goes right back in, and these donations will actually go right into the home cockpit build, which will benefit you guys when it comes to being able to see the full flights and stuff like that. So it is still going back into the channel. It is going into obviously a personal project, which I will obviously benefit from greatly, being able to sit there in a home cockpit build, but it's been getting done for the channel, do you know what I mean, as well. It's so you guys can see flights in a home cockpit build. So yeah, everything that comes through on the channel goes through to that. There's some little control towers here. Now there's obviously the main one in the center here, and there's also this one. I'm not too, again, I'll get you guys to tell me what's right on this one, but I don't know what does what. Maybe a weather one, or a ground, maybe one for ground vehicles. I know Manchester Airport used to have a little control tower on top of the terminal, on top of Terminal 1. I think it was used for, you know, ground service equipment, ground service vehicles, being able to obviously talk to them and stuff. Here you go. You got all your mint tea and your coffees and stuff. I mean, even this control tower, lovely view, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous view. And then obviously you rotate. Look at the rotating radar here. Look at this. What I've also noticed is the animations on 2024, they've just got a lot better, a lot smoother. Some of that I've noticed looking at these airport sceneries over the years. That looked weird. That then what happened there? Oh, that is so odd. It looks like I'm zooming in, but I'm not. Oh, I didn't like that. Home Alone scene happens in Terminal 3. Yeah, I had a little look to see where it happened, so I'm just gonna see if they've actually done that particular. I think it's that. I think it's that, isn't it? This is No, is this Terminal 1? Let me have a little look. No, this is Terminal 3. I think. The map that I'm looking at isn't quite spot on, but I think that might be it, because there's like a glass gangway, isn't there? Anyway, guys, let's have a look, because there's still quite a lot of interiors to look at here, isn't there? There's still quite a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it back to the daytime just for now. I apologize for the moist forehead as well, folks. Hopefully you're not really seeing it too much. You might see a bit of a reflection on there. You might see the home cockpit build reflected into the forehead. Look at that. I can't believe the amount of interiors they've done for this. And they're not really simple either. They're all... I mean, when you go back to this one, I think this is Terminal 1 now, I think. Sorry. Terminal 3, sorry guys. Terminal 3, you can actually see, for me, the 1970s, 80s, you can start to see the age compared to Terminal 5 we were just in there. You can see the distinction, you know, you can see how much older it looks, the architecture. Can't see no sweat, mate. Thanks, mate. I must be doing well. It's probably all down there. sorry. It's below the man boobs. But yeah, you can definitely see the difference in the interior modeling, can't you? This kind of decor, this yeah, like maybe 70s kind of vibe. I don't know, but there's also a lot more people in this one as well. Really nicely done. Let's let's try and carry on. I didn't expect there to be this much interior, if I'm going to be totally honest. I mean, all the way over there, and then have they... I mean, it's just it's insane. It's insane. How's the multi-jetways? I did it the first thing that we looked at, mate, with the multi-jetways, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't the greatest demonstration, but they do work. When I checked them out yesterday, when I first got it sent over to me, I just wasn't able to live. I got it sent later on in the day, so I wasn't able to set a live stream up for yesterday. I would have loved to have had a pre-release live stream for you guys, but it worked a bit more streamlined yesterday. It was just a case of clicking the top one, it connected to one door, the other one connected to the other door. It was a bit more fiddly this time round. I'm not too sure why. Probably user error, most likely. But they look great, mate. I'll try and show you. If you stay in the chat, mate, I'll try and show you. Look at the amount of glass, though. The amount of glass here. I mean, this is probably not the nicest section of the airport to be in a heat wave. And again, airside has done. Sorry, landside has done as well. You know, again, you can see the distinction between how Terminal 5 looked. A lot of metal and glass and neon lights to this one as well. Now look at this. Pretty impressive. Like, it is impressive for the size of the airport. I'll show you, mate. Sorry guys, I know you want to carry on seeing it, but I can show you what it looks like. I don't know if I'm not going to mess with the toggles, but I'll show you it connected. So there you can see the multi-jetways connected to the A350, and all you do is you go into the tablet here. There's a iniJetway button. And I mean, I could probably get one disconnected. I don't know if it's going to do it now. What it's doing this weird thing, isn't it? Weird. See if I can get one to move. But yeah, I mean, they're connected up. It does work. I might have just been messing it. I might have just been going around the houses to get it to work. It's being a bit weird now. Like, nothing's happening. Again, probably user error. I apologize. It works, but as I said at the start, they did push an update for the release version of the airport to the one I had originally, and then there was an update for the Jetway tool as well. So I don't know if something's messed up there. I'm not too sure. I might have to get this airport. It's one of the OG airports from the early. It is mixed field. Yeah, definitely. There was a really good mixed field by, I can't remember the guy's name, and he released it and it was fantastic. But his website went offline and you couldn't buy it anymore. And I sadly couldn't find the file that I had, and it was amazing. And you can't get it anymore. It was so good. I think this is the air hallway from Home Alone, isn't it? Yeah, it is definitely. Look at that. Yes. Look at that. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? Look at that with the lights going through it as the time of day changes. Look at... Wow. What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking with this one? Now my eyelids are sweating now. That's how serious it's getting. Hey, is that Dolly Parton? Hello. You're alright, love. Yeah, do you know what? With this interior, there's just so much more, like, shops and restaurants and lounges. They've done so much. And I know Dallas Fort Worth, I mean, it's not miles bigger, but Dallas only had one terminal, didn't it? It only had one interior terminal. Hong Kong was obviously better, But this is just incredible. Every single look at the reflections on the ground from the lights and the pictures and the posters. No, there's no thingy here, unfortunately. There's no collision on the ground for your avatar, which is a bit sad, but every gate, every single bit of glass, every chair. I mean, I'm not gonna, guys, at this point, I'm probably not gonna take you through every single section of this terminal because, as you can imagine, I fully recommend this. If you're flying the airliners in the sim, go and grab it because you won't be stuck for routes. You won't be stuck for international routes, and you're not going to be stuck for domestic routes. You're going to be able to get yourself onto some 2 to 3 hour runs, 4 hour, 5 hour domestic routes. You're going to be able to obviously take it over the Atlantic and stuff like that. So definitely one to get your drone camera out to have a little look around. I mean, the scale is just phenomenal. And one of you guys asked me before, is this one of the best iniBuilds ones? I think it is. I definitely think it's one of the standout ones. I can't really think of any massive older ones that iniBuilds have done. Heathrow Airport is still really, really good. There was obviously a version 2. The Hilton, the Hilton looks really retro, doesn't it? Some parallaxed interiors of the rooms, making it really like stand out. It makes it look like it's a, you know, fully immersive 3D environment. Every single, like I say, in the ini manager you can configure. It says, what does it say? So when you buy this in the ini manager, you've got obviously toggles for your ground service equipment, your people, but it also has toggles for every interior, and it says interior detail. Now I don't know whether that completely gets rid of the interior or it just gets rid of enough to I'm guessing it does. I'm guessing it does because I don't know whether it just be something that toggles off all of the barriers and the seats, but you've still got this like 3D shell. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know. These devs are just getting better and better. They're setting the bar really high. They are. Again, this one for me, the iniBuilds have took a step further. Apart from the surrounding edges where there's obviously less detail, this definitely could be compared to something like Liverpool Airport on a grander scale, and that is me saying that. That is me saying that because that's my favorite, one of my favorite airports, and definitely my favorite iniBuilds airport. But yeah, the toggle says interior detail. Now, if you guys know already, let me know in the chat, but I don't know if that gets rid of the interior completely or it actually just gets rid of like seats, shops, to the point of it just being like a hollow shell. So even if you are still in your cockpit and you can still see in, so it still does look like an interior. But it's nice to see. I mean, look at this. Multi-level. There is a collision on there as well. So much so that obviously you'll be able to walk down there with your avatar and have a look around there. I mean, look at this. Every single metal strut holding these interior roofs up to the main ceiling. All there, the flags, the signage, every individual self-check-in desk as well. I mean, this, although these guys announced this at what, 5-6 months ago, they've obviously been working on it for a while, because it is another airport. You can start from the landside area and walk all the way through to airside. You can go through the scanners, you can get yourself into airside. Look at this. How cool is this? I mean, if anyone asks, I don't know, a person who works at Chicago, a person who's been to Chicago, did they put the dinosaur in? Yes, they put the dinosaur in. Is there a full toilet in here? You know what iniBuilds are like with the toilets. No, but, you know, it's still... There's a McDonald's. A small McDonald's, but there's a McDonald's. What's everyone having then? Go on, let me know. Silly, silly details, man. iniBuilds, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, hang on. Guys, are we seeing this? Okay. We are seeing those people moving, aren't we? I mean, I don't know what she's doing. Having a little boogie. But her character model looks really, really, like, realistic, though. She just walked through that guy. There is animated people in this terminal. Now, I think iniBuilds have done this with, I think Heathrow Terminal 5 has got animated people in, and I'm pretty sure Manchester Terminal 2 has a few like this as well. Which would help. Again, if you're in your aircraft and you can see people just moving about the terminal. That's pretty cool. And I know that I've probably missed a lot of the interiors out on this, but there's just so much. There's just so many. Is it walkable? I've noticed that most of the terminal does have collision on the floors. Some of it doesn't. If anyone wants to stay further on, once we've got through the main part, I think we've been through quite a lot of the interiors now, if I'm going to be totally honest. There's this remote pier as well, which is still part of Terminal 1, I believe. Again, this has also got an interior to it. No less detailed either. All of the authentic shops. I mean, look at this. They must have spent so much time. Wow. Look at the detail in the metal, in the gold metal. It's a shame it's not open. But that is so clean and crisp. So it looks like it is walkable. It looks like you can walk around it, but I've noticed some of the floors aren't. They haven't got collision on them, so your avatar will just fall down there. Now, like I said, if anyone wants to see the avatar walking around it, I won't walk around all of it. But if you want to see the avatar walking around it, I can somehow get him there and have a little look. Sound Studio's got to go now, mate, but this looks great, and thanks for the brilliant stream as always. No worries, mate. Again, guys, I do apologise that the streams have been a bit few and far between lately, but the reason is, again, the UK heat wave. I can't deal with it. A lot of people can't, and it's not great sitting in a small room with a computer blasting out heat. And plus, I've been doing the cockpit build as well, which has also been taking a lot of the time. So all I can say is keep an eye on my YouTube posts, Discord, and social media, and you'll know exactly when I'm going live. But I'm not going to spend a lot more time on this now because we are getting near to the 10 PM mark here in the UK. What I will do, I know a couple of you guys want to know if the interior is walkable. So I will strive to do that. Is this walkable? So look, this one doesn't have a collision on the ground. I found that if your drone camera can go through it, then it generally it won't let your avatar walk on it. So it looks like maybe Terminal 2 doesn't have collision, but Terminal 1 and Terminal 5, or sorry, Terminal 3 and Terminal 5 does. Oh no, actually no. Terminal 3 might not have. Let me see. Where have I parked? Where's this A350? Let's have a little look. Again, because this airport is off the ground as well, the stairs up to the terminal would also have to be walkable. So let's have a little look and see if, because there's no slew mode for your avatar, that's the issue. The only thing I can think about doing right now is to possibly, let's have a little look. Has this got a collision on it? So this has got collision on it, this floor. So what we'll do, for anyone who's interested, let's have a little look. We'll grab a car. We'll grab the juice. And we'll stick it in to... We were there, weren't we? We'll stick it here. And I'll have a little walk. James, good to see you, mate. The heatwave is brutal for content creator. It is, mate, and I'm not great with the heat either, and I've not really got any good fan or aircon in this room, so it makes it even harder. Right, let's have a little look-ski. Here we go. I need to get on my flight. Right, okay, so let's have a little look. Oh, we were lucky there, we were lucky. Oh, no. Oh. He glitched a bit then. Let's have a little look, let's have a little look. See if these steps have actually got collision on them. So not every part has got a floor that's walkable. Have the stairs got any? No, they haven't. So as you can see, the floors going into the actual terminal just seem to be, yeah, there's nothing joining them up, sadly. There's no which is a bit of a shame, because it looks like the actual airport interior does have. Yeah. Bit of a shame. Let's have a little look. Let's go into slew mode, because I am going to just show... I'm going to have a little look at this, and then we'll... the slew mode when chase plane is activated is weird. Oh, look, we've got some planes as well. Look at this. Just flight traffic activated. Let's see if Terminal 5 is a bit better. I need to get rid of... Oh, no. Okay. I need to get rid of chase planes. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. The slew mode on chase plane is terrible. Okay, let's see if Terminal 5 any different. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Hey Lee, good to see you, mate. Haha, this is just awesome. You can drive up the departure gate and stroll around and everything. Yeah, you can, but you just can't get your avatar into the terminal. You can in Terminal 5, potentially. Bit stuttery there going in. Terminal 5 looks like you can actually explore it. But it's not fully made for you to look around, because, as I say, some of the terminals don't have it at all, where the floors have got a collision mesh on them, and some of them just haven't got anything joined up, because most of them are off the ground and then got a little bridge over to it. Lee, I hope you're well, mate. I saw that you had a little bit of a trouble when you went to, was it a musical festival, mate? I hope you're doing better now, though. Let's have a little look. Can we go down here? Let's have a little look. There we go. Hey. One would hope iniBuilds would update it with more collision. Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously Liverpool's a lot smaller, like, you know, a hell of a lot smaller, but there's every bit of Liverpool airport has got collision on it. But it looks like Terminal 5, you can have a little bit of an explore around. Went to see Def Leppard, the coronavirus. I hope you're doing better, mate. Send them all my best. Was it your birthday, mate? It was your birthday, wasn't it? Happy birthday. Please, everybody, send belated birthday wishes to Lee in the chat for me. But yeah, Terminal 5 seems to be walkable. Can have a little look around in the shops. Grab yourself some Doritos and drink and stuff like that. But yeah, Terminal 5 has definitely got some collision on it. There's a plane out here. Let's have a little look what it is. Go and get some clothes. There we go. Oh, is that a 747? Yes, look at that, guys. Yes. What a view. But I'm better now. Normal service resuming next week. Yes, just hit 70. Happy birthday, mate. I hope you had a great time. Apart from the virus. Look at that view, guys. That is what we like to see. Except it's completely white. It's just a blank livery. But anyway. Yeah, Lee, there's a couple of animated ones as well, which is a bit different for iniBuilds than normal. Only in the... What was it? What did we say? Was it Terminal 1? Thanks, guys. Huge cake. Nice. But yeah, you know, there's some of the airport you can walk around with your avatar for sure. As you can see. Wow, I missed that view. Me too, mate. Me too. 747, my first Microsoft UK test aircraft on the old beta days. I mean, guys, listen. Lee will take you back on a journey. So if you haven't already, I know most of you guys have. Please go and get into his channel, subscribe. The details are actually in the stream description. I am carrying on adding in the details for Lee, so you guys can go and subscribe to his channel as well. Can we go into the lounge? They look a bit small. My avatar is massive. That looks a bit... it looks a bit... The proportions are a bit off, aren't they? Also, there's collision on the shops as well, so it means you can't actually go inside the shops. Yeah, like he's tall, like. And there you go, guys. There is the view of Chicago here. This is the new scenery by iniBuilds. It's out now. It's linked in the... Well, it's not linked in the description. I need to still add the link, actually. $23.99. It's $19.99 with VAT. $23.99 total. You can get it now. It's out now. Fully recommend it. We've had a good look around it. We've had a look at the MULTI-JETWAYS. I think they might need potentially sorting out because they were a lot easier to sort. My hair looks weird on the back there, doesn't it? Fix that. Has it been like that all the way through? I bet it has, hasn't it? No one said. Yeah, MULTI-JETWAYS do work, but I think maybe either I'm doing it completely wrong or they just need to fix that because it was working fine yesterday. Chicago's a huge project. Not surprised there's some things done and not some. Yeah, definitely. So I did hear that there was some texture issues missing from one of the terminals. Now there has been an update since. Now obviously you can still see there's some elevation issues, but this happens anyway. You can sometimes fix that by going away from it and then coming back in. And we saw that on the live stream happen. Is that a Chick-fil-A? Oh, we're getting one of these in Liverpool. It is a Chick-fil-A. I can't wait to try it. I mean, it's not going to taste like the actual American one, is it? Let's face it, but... I just look at the detail. It's so good, man. We are getting spoilt by the level of detail and just these you know, one-on-one replicas of these airports around the world. And you know, if you're not lucky to have seen them or ever go to see them in real life in your lifetime, then the fact that we can go and explore them in the simulator like this, you know, okay, the sim has issues, people have a moan, but I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I'll try and get my words out. For some reason, it's not taking the screenshot. Oh no, do you know why? It's because one of these pages is out here somewhere, isn't it? What's going on? I can't find it. Oh, I can't take a screenshot. Anyway, do they say that default KORD must be disabled? It doesn't look like so. Lee, thank you so much for bringing that up, mate, because that's something I didn't ever mention. The default one needs, if it's installed, I don't know if the default one is part of the standard edition. I don't know if it's like deluxe edition or whatever, but the default Chicago needs to be disabled. It doesn't automatically disable. I had to go into my library and disable it. Now, I did that yesterday. I don't know whether the latest update disables it for you. A lot of iniBuilds airports, if there's a default handcrafted version, will actually sometimes automatically disable these original ones for you. This one didn't, but luckily it does stay disabled. There was a long time where the Heathrow one, the handcrafted Heathrow, every time you disabled it, it will just enable every time you restarted the sim. Gladly this doesn't do this. Disabling any default might stop the layer issues. I mean, it is disabled. It definitely is. I definitely checked before. Mr. Anderson, thanks Lee and Practically for the awesome reviews all the time. It's no problem. Absolutely no problem. I'm going to leave it there, guys, because I am getting very warm now, and I'm going to go and have a drink, a nice cold drink, and get myself cooled down. I've got loads to do with the cockpit build. If you guys didn't see it before, let me just show you this again. This is my newer camera. I'll get it on there. There we go. There's the cockpit build. That's actually not a picture. That is actually a live view of it, as you can see. Can you see me? Hello. How you doing? But yeah, there is the progress of the cockpit build. And I will have a lot of content for that, by the way, guys, showing you how I started it from the first frame up into where it is now, and then further along as well, till we get to the point where it's actually ready to fly some flights in it. But yeah, there it is, kind of ready for the next part, which will probably be painting. So yeah. If you want to stay up to date with that, definitely join my Discord, social media, and stuff like that. Right. Let's get going, guys. Thank you so much. And just stay tuned for more. Cheers, guys. Thank you. I'm going to go now. I'm really, really warm.